So here's my submarine, Esmeralda. I had a few leaks through the concrete. There's some voids that I had to take care of. There's a few little pinhole leaks that I had to deal with as well, and I think I've got most of those. The biggest problem was over here. I had a big void in here that was bubbling out air when we had it in the water, and so I filled this with concrete, and then we fiberglassed over the top, and now I'm getting ready to paint. And so here's my vacuum set up. I made an adapter for the vacuum side of the compressor, and pulling a vacuum on the concrete structure, and then also I'm conversely going back and forth with the pressure. I'll put a vacuum on it and suck in the epoxy into the little pinholes, and then I test it and I reverse it and pump it up to about 4 psi and do a bubble test on it. And so I've got it pretty good now. I'm going to give it another coat of paint while I have it under vacuum, and hoping that that'll cure all the little tiny pinhole leaks. Anyway, I was going to go inside the sub and see how it's going in there. I've got to work out a little better entry technique when I'm actually in the water. I've been using this I-beam, which I won't have when I'm out in the ocean. So I've got to put some rubber pads around this edge here. Finally got my hatch squared away, and it's sealing real good. Okay, so we're going to go down in. Okay, so inside I've got my high pressure lines right here. I've got a manifold, and I've got extra ports that I can utilize in the future. And then here's my really cool seawater gauge. It goes to 450 feet. And then I put these ribs around here that are just mainly for attaching things to in the future. I've got my ladder right here. The ladder is really nice because I can move it around the different locations inside if I want. This seems to be the best location for it, though. And then I've got my cabin pressure gauge. It's just sort of temporarily on there. And I also have a oxygen analyzer, which is not in here at the moment. And these are my front ballast control for opening the top and bottom valves, and then the air the high pressure air to the front ballast is over here. And then I've got the scuba tank. This is a temporary deal here for testing when I'm in the sub testing. And I've got all these extra ports. These are all mechanical fittings here, like these valves. But these are going to be for, this middle one's going to be for turning the motors. And then these are going to be for flaps, front and back flaps. Then I've got my oxygen entry point is going to be right here. I've got my my drop weight fitting is right here. I haven't exactly figured out how I'm going to do that, but I'm thinking about a screw to unscrew a tray and just drop it. Then I've got some extra ports here, 3/4 ports. My flood valve over here, and then I've got another fitting here for a buoy, and then I've got another extra port here for something. And that's about the size of the inside of the sub. I've got these, I positioned these windows so someday I could, I'd like to have an arm out here, possibly. So that was kind of the idea behind the configuration there, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's about it for the inside of the sub.